Hey guys, Joe here. Obviously that was a bit of a funny. Here's a stupid Chiappa, and we are going to shoot it today, so don't worry about that. But I'm out here at the range. I just showed you it was unloaded, so shush. And we're actually out here because I'm testing one gun for possible purchase, and the other one is actually one that I wanted to test a product out on, and I'm going to show you those really quick, and then we'll get to some target shooting. I also brought out the GoPro. We'll see how that does today. It's been having some issues. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, you won't see it. So I was being a little bit of a funny when I did that opening, but this is a Mossberg 930 Tactical. It's a semi-automatic shotgun, tube fed, obviously not box mag fed. It's actually only the second time I've ever fired a shotgun, as sad as that sounds. I'm just not that big a shotgun guy, although I do like the semi-auto stuff. You saw this in the Glock 48 video very briefly, if you check it out up there. So this is the ATI 9mm 1911 that I'm considering buying for a carry piece, but I want to make sure it shoots good, because if it shoots like poop, I don't want it. Plus, it was a good excuse to put 100 rounds through one, and that is what it is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put up some targets, and we will take a look at the handgun. So working at the gun store does allow me to do something that most people can't, which is take a gun out, try it before I buy it. I don't do that with new guns, although technically I could, but I'm only going to do it with the used gun. And I don't know much about ATI. I mean, I know their product lineup, but I don't know much about their functionality and reliability from a personal standpoint. So that's why I came out today, because I wanted to put 100 rounds through this thing and show you guys how it functions. It is used, it's well used. The guy probably put a couple of thousand rounds through it based on the wear on the hammer and stuff. But I also wanted to check out these magazines. These are the Metgars that I showed you in that previous video where it was having problems with hollow points, and I want to see how they do with regular loads, because it won't lock the slide back due to how deep this cut is. Because of that, it also means the follower doesn't come up as far, which is why it doesn't present the hollow point rounds at the right angle to function in the handgun. So we will do a couple of tests that way as well, but for now I'm just goofing around. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some on target at about 5 yards and just see how it does, and then we'll go from there. I said from about 5 yards. Like I said, it's never going to lock back with these mags. I forgot to bring a 45 mag to show you, but I am impressed so far with its accuracy. Second mag. Failure to feed. There we go. Failure to go to battery. And it caught on the lip of the magazine there. But let's go over and take a look at the accuracy. I'll be using the GoPro. It's not bad. This is the main body of it with one major flyer. That's what happens when you try to speed up on your own. I'm trying to use up as much of the target as I can here. But 20 rounds, that's not bad from 5 yards away. So let's step back a little bit and I'm going to go into the head. So it is a really nice day out. Unfortunately, Daniel had to work, and that means that I had to come out here by myself. Boo-hoo. But it does give me my quiet time. Also, it allows me to take as much time as I want, because I'm not in any hurry to go anywhere when I'm done. but it's about 70, 72 degrees out. No cloud cover. If there was cloud cover, it might be a little bit nicer, but overall I'm very happy with the weather. So like I said, next thing I'm doing, I'm gonna step back a little bit further and go at about 7 yards. So here it goes. And don't take the failure to go in a battery and failure to feed as an indictment of the gun by itself, because all I did was wipe it down. I didn't do my normal modifications to it. So today's mostly about accuracy and functionality is a secondary concern, although 2 failures to feed, or 1 failure to feed and 1 failure to go in a battery in the first few rounds is a little disconcerting, but we'll have to just see what happens. Drag on the slide. Clear. I'm still adjusting to my own grip and practicing different grip styles. Overall, coming from 7 yards, it's not bad. I know I said I was going for the head, but I decided to move over to here. I think the next set I will put into the head. Keep note, that round is from this group. So I'm going to be stepping back up close because I'm going to go lefty. At least the slide release is nice and smooth. Oof. Wow. Clear. More than likely that was down to my nerves. You saw how much I was tensing up, and you're not supposed to tense up when you shoot. So trying to find a grip that I really like. You know, Daniel does his car, which is bent arm, and I was trying to do the roll over, which is where you roll your arm over, which gives pretty good accuracy, but it's difficult to maintain when you have nerve damage. And then I'm trying to make sure I lean forward, which is a little bit, you know, pain in the ass when I have bad balance. Just overall, I'm not giving myself the best possible chances, but let's keep going. Go one-handed. Now, I've said it in previous videos, I'm going to do this while I'm loading, but I said in previous videos that a lot of these lower end entry-level 1911s need what I call tuning. and that one is no different. I could see inside the feed ramp. Being a 9mm, it has a very truncated feed ramp, and I'll show it to you, or you should have seen it in the video for the tabletop, but it's truncated, and it's very steep, if you want to refer to it a different way. And being a steep feed ramp, any kind of dirt, obstruction, things like that are going to cause it to jam up. It needs to be polished. All the parkerization needs to come off the slide, both on the internal rails and the frame itself, and it needs to be run through, and it needs better magazines. Metgar makes good magazines, these are just not the correct ones for this gun. They present the rounds too low, and the feed lip, or the follower on one of these, keeps on popping up and causing that jam up, and it's quite annoying. And the main reason being is, dimensionally, front to rear, these are the same as a 45 caliber. They just have a spacer in the back. So, yeah, that's causing it to have some issues. And that's why when companies do conversions of 45s into 9s or 22s, you can run into these issues. Because this gun was originally supposed to be a 45. This frame is a 45 frame. You can actually put a 45 top on this frame and it'll function perfectly. But with the 9 on it, it's very, very, very not cooperative. Well, let's go back to shooting. Let's move me back. I'm going to go back to about 7 yards and shoot the center of the target. This is actually more like 9 yards, but it's good enough. One thing I can tell you for sure is, I can't get the front sight down low enough to put it in the right spot in the notch. So even though I'm holding dead center, supposedly, I'm shooting high. That's completely throwing off my rhythm too. So far, every set I've had it fail to go in a battery or fail to feed, and that's unacceptable. That means this really needs a lot of tuning, and I'm not sure if I want to do the tuning to it, because for the money, I could get a polymer Wonder Gun. The feel isn't bad, but I have a feeling that I'm going to spend more money making this gun right than I would just buying another gun that was right. But I'm going to continue going until I burn through 100 rounds, and then we'll see what happens. I'm going to put up another target. I'm going to move closer. I'm also going to take a few minutes because I feel my nerves acting up. So we'll be back. So yeah, I'm getting fatigued already, and it's my own damn fault I stayed up too late. So far my opinions on this firearm are that it needs a lot of work, needs a lot of tuning. There's no way it's going to fire that one. Don't know where that round came from. And I don't know if I want to do that work. I'm thinking that it may be better just to buy something that's a little bit more expensive that's ready to go. So I may have to do that. Makes me sad because I love my 1911s, but the fact is I'd have to buy new mags just to carry it, and you're talking 40-50 bucks just for new mags, because I'd probably have to go with like some Colts or some Smith & Wesson 9mm 1911 mags, which are more expensive to say the least. Additionally, as I just said, my nerves are, pardon the pun, shot, and that's leading to inaccuracy on my part. I'm thinking too much about the shot, and when I take the shot, I'm too concerned with my front sight. So trying to do this on camera for you guys makes me a little bit more paranoid than I think I should be. But I want to do a good video for you guys. But as I've said before, don't let my performance be an indictment of the gun. Let the gun's failures be an indictment of the gun. And in this case, it's had multiple failures already, including 3 failures to feed, 2 failures to go in the battery, and the mag just doesn't want to release. That's the fault of the mag. And I almost want to put all the problems down to the mag, but again, I'm not going to invest $50 to test that theory. So I'm going to sit here for a few minutes, get a little bit unwound, and then I'm going to get up and start shooting again. So now that I have the barrel out, you can see what I was talking about. There's no lip on the barrel itself. And the feed ramp is so short on this thing that when it's in battery, you also see that giant gap between the feed ramp and the barrel. That's with the barrel all the way back too. Yeah, if I were to put the link in it, it would lock it in right there, and it does not go in there right. It does not line up. So it almost needs a new barrel. This is a Blazer 124 grain round nose bullet. Typical, runs fine through this gun. This is a Blazer 147 grain bullet. See the little bit of a difference there? How it's not a round nose? Well, technically it's a round nose, but it's not a pointy nose. Forget hollow points. This thing won't feed bullets, period. I did get 100 rounds through it. I was just testing this stuff to see how it acted. And seeing how it's acting, I don't want it. See what happens if I manually feed 1 round. If any of the rest will go. So, going hot. Nope. Well, at least the extractor works. I hate to poo-poo a gun, and this is the conclusion I'm coming to this particular firearm, and this is based on a sample size of 1 gun, 1 shooter, 1 type of ammo. Well, technically 5 types of ammo, but only 1 type of ammo that actually shot through it. I'm going to pass on this particular one because I don't want to put the work in to make it right. You may want to, and if you do, great. You may be a gunsmith. I'm not. I do a little bit of work, I polish things, but this needs a little bit more work than I'm prepared to do. So I'm not going to buy this one, but it may be a good project for somebody because when it does shoot, it's not bad. But is that enough? Only you can decide. So if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you have any comments or questions, leave those down below. Don't forget to check out the other videos on the channel here. If you don't mind, maybe consider using my Amazon affiliate link. It'll help grow the channel. I am going to work on getting Patreon up and running. I have the site ready, I just don't have anything on it yet. And also, please consider subscribing. It helps the channel grow just as much as you buying things does from our affiliate links. So, that's about it. Until next time, I'll talk to you later.